Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into the intriguing world of medieval crime investigation. Join us as we journey back in time to explore the shadowy world of medieval crime and punishment, where superstition and faith often intertwined with the pursuit of justice. In the absence of sophisticated investigative techniques, medieval societies often turned to divine intervention to determine guilt or innocence. This was a time when the supernatural was deeply intertwined with daily life. This was the age of trial by ordeal, a practice rooted in the belief that God would protect the innocent. People believed that divine forces would reveal the truth. Imagine a suspect accused of theft, subjected to the ordeal of hot iron. The community would gather to witness this grim test. He would be forced to carry a searing hot iron bar a certain distance, his fate hanging in the balance. If his burns healed cleanly, he was deemed innocent, a sign of God's favor. The community would see this as a miraculous sign. But if the wounds festered, it was seen as proof of guilt, a physical manifestation of God's judgment. The consequences were severe. Other ordeals involved plunging a hand into boiling water, a test of endurance and faith, or being thrown into a well or river. The belief was that water, a pure element, would reject the guilty. The logic was simple, if brutal. God would protect the righteous. The innocent would emerge unscathed. Survival was seen as divine intervention, a clear sign of innocence, while death or severe injury confirmed guilt. The community's faith in divine justice was reaffirmed through these trials. In the medieval world, the Church held immense power, its influence seeping into all aspects of life, from the spiritual to the mundane. This influence extended deeply into the pursuit of justice, shaping laws and societal norms. Crimes were not just seen as offences against individuals, but also as sins against God, intertwining morality with legality. The clergy played a significant role in investigations, often acting as mediators, judges, and even jailers, ensuring that divine law was upheld. Monasteries and churches often served as makeshift prisons, their thick walls and imposing presence offering a tangible reminder of the Church's authority and its reach into daily life. Heresy, witchcraft, and blasphemy were considered grave offences against God, often met with swift and brutal punishment, reflecting the Church's zero tolerance for dissent. The fear of excommunication, being cast out from the Church and condemned to eternal damnation, was a powerful tool. This fear was often used to extract confessions or ensure cooperation with investigations, maintaining the Church's grip on power and control over the populace. The medieval world was not for the faint of heart. Torture, a grim reality of the era, was seen as a legitimate means to extract confessions and deter future crime. Imagine the chilling sound of the rack, a device designed to stretch the victim's body to its limits, tearing muscles and dislocating joints, or the thumbscrews slowly crushing bones and eliciting agonizing screams. The psychological impact of torture was as important as its physical brutality. The threat of pain, the constant fear, and the sight of others suffering were powerful tools of coercion. In an era before organized police forces, medieval communities relied on a system of communal responsibility known as the hue and cry. This system was not just a method of law enforcement, but a way of life deeply ingrained in the social fabric of the time. When a crime was discovered, the victim or anyone with knowledge of the offence was obligated to raise the alarm. This immediate response was crucial in ensuring that the criminal did not have time to flee or hide. Imagine the piercing cry of "Stop, thief!" echoing through the cobblestone streets, a call to action that would send villagers rushing to assist. The urgency of the cry created a sense of unity and purpose among the villagers. The hue and cry was a vital part of medieval law enforcement, a collective effort to pursue and apprehend criminals. It was a community's way of protecting itself and maintaining order. Those who heard the cry were legally obligated to join the chase, armed with whatever they could find: farming tools, household implements, or even their bare hands. This legal obligation ensured that everyone played a part in maintaining the safety of the community. The close-knit nature of medieval villages meant that everyone knew their neighbours, making it difficult for criminals to blend in or escape unnoticed. This familiarity and mutual trust were the bedrock of the hue and cry system, ensuring its effectiveness in deterring and catching wrongdoers. The emergence of the coroner in the 12th century marked a significant step towards a more formalised system of crime investigation. Appointed by the Crown, the coroner's primary duty was to investigate suspicious deaths. Unlike modern coroners, their medieval counterparts weren't required to be physicians. Their role was more akin to that of a detective, tasked with determining the cause of death and identifying any potential suspects. The coroner's inquest was a public affair, held in the open air or a communal space. While their methods may seem rudimentary by today's standards, the coroner's inquest laid the groundwork for modern forensic investigation. Medieval England operated under a system of collective responsibility known as the tithing system. This system organised men over the age of 12 into groups of 10, known as tithings, each headed by a tithing man. The tithing was responsible for the conduct of its members. If one member committed a crime, the entire group could be held accountable, often facing fines or other penalties if they failed to produce the guilty party. This system fostered a sense of shared responsibility and encouraged people to police their own communities. The tithing man, often an elder or respected figure, acted as a mediator, arbitrator, and enforcer within the group. The reign of King Henry II in the 12th century marked a turning point in the development of English law. Seeking to centralise royal authority and reform the judicial system, Henry II introduced a series of legal reforms, the most significant being the Assize of Clarendon in 1166. This landmark legal document established a more standardised system for criminal justice. It introduced the concept of royal courts appointed by the king and expanded the use of juries in criminal trials. The Assize of Clarendon also formalised the process of accusing someone of a crime. Henry II's reforms laid the groundwork for a more centralised and sophisticated legal system. The concept of trial by jury, a cornerstone of modern legal systems, has its roots in the medieval period. Under the Assize of Clarendon, juries played an increasingly important role in criminal trials. These early juries were not chosen for their impartiality, but rather for their knowledge of the accused and the circumstances surrounding the alleged crime. Imagine a group of men, drawn from the village where both the accused and the victim lived, assembled to hear the case. They would rely on their own knowledge of local events, reputations, and any evidence presented to reach a verdict. Despite their limitations, these early juries represented a significant departure from trial by ordeal or combat. In the shadowy world of medieval crime investigation, information was a valuable commodity. With limited resources and investigative tools, authorities often relied on a network of informants to provide crucial intelligence. These informants, often operating in the shadows, provided tips, rumors, and accusations, motivated by a mix of self-preservation, greed, or a desire for revenge. Their whispered accusations could make or break a case, leading to arrests, trials, and even executions. Informers were often drawn from the lower rungs of society, individuals with access to the whispers and secrets that swirled through the underbelly of medieval life. While their reliability was always in question, informants played a vital role in maintaining order. The medieval world had little tolerance for crime. Punishments were often brutal and public, designed to deter future offenders and reinforce the authority of the ruling class. For minor offences like petty theft or vagrancy, public humiliation was a common punishment. More serious crimes like assault or robbery could result in flogging, branding, or mutilation. For the most heinous crimes like murder or treason, death was the ultimate penalty. These public spectacles served as a grim reminder of the power of the state and the consequences of challenging its authority. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into medieval crime investigation, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating historical insights. The echoes of these medieval practices can still be seen in our modern legal systems, a reminder of how far we've come and the enduring human quest for justice.